car on the plane all in my mind right now on the camera.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Rant Wednesday. I hope you're having a beautiful day. First off, Mr. O.J. Simpson, rest in peace. If you did it, you did it. And if you didn't, you didn't. We left it up to the hands of the judicial system. And like the people say, let the court handle it.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
Rest in peace, Orenthal. You're a real one. First of all, this past weekend was Formula Drift Long Beach, and we know what happened. That man, James Dean, took the W. Congratulations to see a textbook story winning.
Who's going to take it today? You betting on yourself?
I am.
Man's car burnt down in practice. I'm glad him and the passenger was okay. Man's inspired me to get a suit. Man's inspired me to get a fireproof suit from goddamn Sparko. First of all, shout out Sparko. New sponsor alert. New sponsor alert. Thank you. If you didn't really like burn your car, Mr. Dean, then I wouldn't really got a suit because I'm always driving in shorts. And I got yelled at the person from Formula Drift Long Beach. They was on my ass. Long story short, kids, wear pants when you're doing media. Don't think you'll get away with shorts. All I knew was like I was in shorts. The lady was very, very persistent about getting my black ass off the track. And her words were, my track can't go hot until you get the fuck off the field. And I was like, I ain't even gonna argue with you, miss. You in the right, I'm in the wrong. Talk to me how you need to talk to me. That's the way I'm gonna understand. And she did it in front of all the other media. So it was slightly embarrassing, but at the same time, I fuck with it. She's letting everybody know. I don't give a fuck where he's from. I don't give a fuck who he's with. If he ain't got pants on, he ain't got pants on. I respect you, FD, for that. Because, you know, it taught the other media people, we don't play no games at Formula Drift. We taking this drifting seriously. Now, what you really came for. So Conor Shanahan versus Ryan Turk, and what really happened. This is just with the simple information that I saw visually, also from the behind the scenes, so I can tell you to make sure you understand why certain things need to happen, and we will get to the point. Most people saw that Ryan Turk hit Conor Shanahan, which caused Conor Shanahan to straighten out, and then being at fault, Conor Shanahan gets the win. But you're asking yourself, but why'd they go again? It was like an hour later. Why'd they go again? My beef isn't with the drivers. My beef is with the officiating, with how everything goes. First of all, I wouldn't say beef. I would say disagreement. As people know, as I know, in major sports, basketball, baseball, football, hockey, there have been bullshit calls that have caused people championships. You and I both know as sports fans, Dodgers versus the Houston Astros. They were cheating the whole time, but we found out when they were cheating and all they were like, shame on you, Astros, shame on you. Did they strip them of the title? Not really. They're still the champions. It is what it is. After the dust settles and the play is made, that's what happens. You lick your wounds and you come back for a better time. And what does this have to do with drifting? Now, I'll put it like this. Conor Shanahan won before break. During the top 32, after I believe he beats Ryan Turk in the top 32, then they go to the top 16. And I'm standing here while it's raining, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why are they running again? Comes to find out that there was a little disagreement. I guess before Conor Shanahan hits that wall, he DB'd a tire.
It's just interesting to see a DB'd on the driver's side because there wasn't contact made there.
Yep, plot thickens. We're stirring the pot here.
Yeah.
Taking a look, like you said.
There, you see the side skirt pop off.
Yeah, he's dragging.
Yeah. So we just need 8K drones.
And then the rules state if you DB'd a tire, it's kind of like that's your fault. You know, whoever's driving is driving. Don't quote me on that, but that's more or less the rules. Now, when they go back for the one more time, there's something that plays amok called the weather. Unfortunately, it did start raining. So you're asking, Uncle Gary, what does that mean? If you think about traction and how things work, from the burnout box to that first line is very short distance of time when you're trying to go from however fast you're going to that point. So as you notice, The first run, it's like, all right, kind of iffy. So on his run, you may have noticed when he's driving, he goes a little bit too deep, hits the wall, causing to hit Turk. Turk breaks a knuckle. And what does that mean? Turk gets the win. My only grief and my only complaint about this whole thing is like, as a person who has just started driving, there is a lot of financial responsibility that goes into these machines. And the one thing that you want to do is always what? Protect the investment. The investment being the driver and the car. If something happens to this, it's very hard to fix it in a short brief of time. And then at the same time, it's very hard to not be passionate about what you're doing. As a professional driver, the one person I've ever seen make James Dean get weak in the knees when driving. I don't even know if James Dean has a deficiency in his armor. It's just one of those. I've always seen Conor Shanahan drive against James Dean in Drift Masters, and I always hear that man's name yelled.
Get this! Shanahan! Shanahan is doors and doors!
So it's finally good to see him come to the U.S. market. Now, what Formula Drift has done is provide a platform for a lot of international drivers. Look at Jerry Yang's Racing. Look at Federico Sharifo. I believe Dimitri Brutsky and Conor Shanahan. There's a plethora of people not from America that want to drive an FD. FD being one of those premier places that get a lot of views and a lot of eyes put on it for mainstream drifting competitively. Now, there are other things like Hot Pit, Drift Masters, Clutch Kickers, all those series like that. But Formula Drift, I would say more or less, has the eyes on it for the top level of competition drifting. Now, what I don't want to see is people deterred because of the rules and what kind of nonsense goes on, but you really can't control that until the time happens. So hopefully moving forward with OSW being Orlando Speed World coming up and Atlanta, that these kind of conditions or things are put into place. Weather does play a factor. And you can imagine drifting in the rain is a lot harder and more precise than drifting in the dry. And there's a different conditions that play factor, going from wet to dry to wet to semi-dry. You can imagine puddle-like conditions versus something that kind of wet surface and then back into puddle-like conditions does play a factor. If anybody's ever hydroplaned or spun out of control in the water, you could imagine trying to do that. Now you got to do that at a precision level and driving. So there you go. Conor Shanahan simply lost because the powers that be didn't do what they were supposed to do, allegedly. That's all I'm saying. I don't want any beef with y'all. It's just more or less like, hey, this happened. Let's learn from it. Let's move on. And then we can make this a better event. Everybody's still doing things. They're still drifting's evolving every day. I understand that. Everybody's evolving every day. Cars are evolving every day. Think about when Formula Drift first started, you could damn near go out in a stock KA car and be competitive. Now, SRs, no longer. People like, I want to see a K24 swap car. Sorry, sir. I don't know if that'll happen in competitive drifting at a professional level. Pro-Am, yeah, but like there's a reason why there's a bunch of LSs and a bunch of JZs and a bunch of other that. Other than that, see y'all next week. I'm going to be in Texas this weekend, 420. That's right. Unfortunately, the green car didn't make it, but I will be driving Mr. Gilbert's S13, the yellow goddamn banana hammer slammer. Hope to see y'all there. Thank you very much, X-Comp Tires, for sending your boy. Thank you very much to Sparko for helping your boy out with the right safety equipment. And see y'all there. And you can't forget BC Racing. They've been a part of this program for a minute. There's a bunch of other sponsors, but my main thank you, Matt and Gilbert, bro. You guys, without a shadow of a doubt, have helped me endlessly, years over years and sacrifice. So now it's less time to show the world our hard work will pay off. Mind you, I'm not a professional. I'm just going out there to have fun. And if you see me, I'll give you a ride along. Till then, you know what they'll say? Stay black.